Boy, do I have a surprise for you guys. I almost don't believe it, but it's true. Let's get into it. All right, you wondering what it is? Here we are. That's right. You're looking at a Holley Sniper 2 PDM kit, black. So, you're probably a little confused. That's all right, let me fill you in. So, believe it or not, one day I'm driving home from work, I get a weird call on my phone. I don't answer it, I get a voicemail, it's Holley. I guess they saw my video, they saw all you guys' comments. I'm like, this can't be real, whatever. 10 minutes later, they call me back, I answer the phone, it's real. And they asked me if I'd be willing to try a Holley Sniper 2. I said, sure. And so here we are. I want to say thank you to the CEO, Mr. Matt Stevenson, and a special thanks to Ethan, Holley Tech, and also Pete at Detroit Speed Engineering. Okay, so let's get into it. They sent me a whole bunch of stuff, and basically what they asked me was what my build plan was. So we went over a build plan and we came to an agreement. And now this pile of junk behind me that someday is going to be my daughter's car. Now my daughter's 3, so we got time. Well, it's going to get a whole bunch of life. We're going to try to take a little bit of the Joe Dirte out of it, even though, I mean, look at me. I own a Camaro, imagine that. So, let's see what we got here. So this is Holley Sniper EFI 2 PDM kit. And it does look a lot different than the old one. It's got a lot of changes to it. And you guys can look at the videos on Holley's website. But what's crazy is, basically, most of the stuff I complained about in my last video, they've addressed in this unit. And there you go. It's got the new, it's just a smaller, sleeker package. It's got improved throttle geometry. It's got a better ECU with the RFI shielding on it. It's got simpler wiring. It got rid of the rubber fuel line in the back. It's a hard line now. It looks pretty awesome. And they went ahead and hooked me up with a PDM kit. So the wiring will all be self-contained. And yeah, I can't even believe it. Super appreciative. Thank you, Holley. Now let's get into the rest of the stuff. So they asked me what we're gonna do. We decided, I went ahead and bought this engine. Let me repeat, I bought this engine. It's an L31 Vortec crate. If you're familiar with L31s, it was the last generation of the Gen 1, or not the Gen 1, the last generation of the small block Chevy. Late 90s pickup trucks. Stock form are like 260 horsepower, low 300s torque with some simple upgrades, a cam, headers, stuff like that. You can bump these things up to mid 300s in the horsepower and about 400 foot-pounds of torque. That's going to be great for a first car. Now, the car. It's a 1984 Z28 Camaro, and it has had a rough go. I think I'm like the 10th owner. If you look at some of my other videos, I had a gun pulled on me just trying to get the title for this car. Like, it's been a nightmare. But believe it or not, it's got solid bones, it's got a clean title. That's all I wanted. I already put a brand new cowl hood on it. I've got some original wheels to get rid of these awful Sears wall rims. And so Holley sent all these boxes here, and I haven't really gone through any of them. I figured we'd go through it together. I did pick up a brand new gas tank, so let's check it out. Holy guacamole. So we got a Hyperspark 2. Looks like all the fuel fittings. Yeah, fuel fittings. All kinds of stuff. Pressure gauge, gas pressure gauge, MSD spark plug wires, EFI installation kits. What else do we got here? Fuel pressure regulator, Hyperspark, that's probably Yep, that's the ignition coil. What we got here? EFI fuel tank kit, 40 feet with return. Boom! Looks like we got a complete fuel system for this Camaro. More fuel fittings. What's this bad boy? Oh! It's like a brand new intake. That's a nice piece. Awesome. Let's go to box number 2. Hyperspark distributor. Ooh, intake fuel pump. That definitely looks like an F-body. Yep. It's intake fuel pump. That's awesome. What's this box? Air cleaner. So it looks like there's literally everything we need to put an L31 in the top end. Holley Sniper, full fuel system. It's pretty awesome. I don't even know what to say. I think it's pretty cool that they watched my little channel and listened to all your guys' feedback. And here we go. That's the original 305. Now I did get it running. It's got a brand new Brawler carb on it, which these little Brawler carbs are awesome. It's like their budget 4150 line. It's got a junk Fleabay HEI in it. Put a new water pump, new starter, new alternator. It's got a brand new Autobrock intake on it. It's got those old school Moroso valve covers, which are pretty cool. I got it running. It's definitely got a flattened cam. It's not happy. Transmission shot. So what we're gonna do is dump the transmission and the engine out from underneath the car. We're gonna build that engine on a stand. I'm gonna pick up a 700 R4, a rebuilt one, and put it back to automatic. Oh, and I forgot to tell you. So I reached out to Detroit Speed and Engineering and my buddy Pete out there, and I picked up a set of their F-body subframe connectors and their fuel tank access kit. So if you don't know third gens, at this point they're roly-polies. They twist like a wet spaghetti noodle. So they tend to get cracks. Right here you can see this one's starting to crack. On the back corner of the doors, just because the unibodies, they get old, they start getting weak and they twist. Now the Detroit Speed subframe connector kit, you literally do major surgery and you cut the floor on both sides of the car and you run full square tubing between the front subframe and the rear subframe. Weld it all together, weld the unibody together, and it becomes basically a full frame car. And then their fuel tank access kit is a big steel plate that goes in the back here that makes it easy to change fuel pumps when they die. So we got a whole lot of stuff here. I didn't think I was going to be touching this car for another 10 years, but I mean, look at it. I got to now. And again, you know, I'm still the same channel. I'm still the same guy. You're still going to get honest feedback, honest reviews. And I'm going to bring you guys along for the process. So I'm kind of at a loss for words, if you can't tell. Nothing like this has ever happened to me. I'm very grateful. It's awesome to work with a company that big and get to kind of work together on a project. I don't know if they wanted to work together on a third gen Camaro, but look at it. It's a thing of beauty. It's happening now. So, wow. So like I said, we got an L31 crate, brand new Sniper 2, full Holley fuel system, Holley intake, top end, basically all from Holley. Full ignition system, Hyperspark Ignition system from Holley. And we're going to drop the drivetrain out of the car. I'm going to have it media blasted in my backyard. I'm gonna weld the subframe connectors up, put a fuel tank access kit in the back. We're gonna get rid of the back seat because, you know, less boys that can ride in my daughter's car, or girls or whoever. And I'm gonna put a safety hoop in the back, so she'll be solid and she'll have a safety hoop. And I don't know, hopefully 13 more years or so, she's driving this to school. If they still let us drive these old American V8s on the roads by then. If not, she'll just have a sweet burnout machine to do donuts in the yard with. But anyways, I'm excited about this project. I hope you guys are excited about it. I know that's big news, it's crazy, it's a surprise. And I want to thank everybody that watched that video, all the support I've got and all the hate I've got, you know, equal opportunity hater here as well. So it's just, again, thanks to Mr. Stevenson, Ethan, and Pete. And we're gonna bring you along for the ride every step of the way on this build. You guys will be there. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, share with your friends. We'll see you next time on Time with Steel Garage.